NATO has been vocal in identifying China as a threat. The Vilnius Summit Declaration states that China is trying to subvert the so-called rules-based international order and criticises China for being opaque about its strategy and intentions. Now, my first question is, how is it possible to subvert an order that has no constitution, no basis whatsoever in international law? And if you think it does, in fact, appeal to or have a standing in international law, why then do NATO and NATO members repeatedly violate international law without any consequence? Yugoslavia, Iraq, Afghanistan, Syria, Libya, for example. China has not illegally invaded and bombed a sovereign country in over 40 years, while the US and our allies have hardly stopped in the same period. Killing millions of civilians, displacing millions more, and illegally sanctioning dozens of countries, is it not time to return to multilateral international forums based on diplomacy and international law, like China has repeatedly urged the US to do? The reality is that their positioning has allowed them to play a constructive role as a potential mediator for peace. It was NATO, the EU and the US who dismissed their peace plan. China has stayed neutral in the war, did not impose sanctions, and has flatly stated that they will not supply weapons to either side in the conflict. The EU has armed one side in the conflict, imposed massive sanctions, but continues to be one of Russia's biggest trade partners. Who has the most credibility?
快来订阅通识，按旁边小铃铛给我们点赞和分享哦！如果有什么想说的，也欢迎在下面多多留言。